Why is there 2 graves?
Okay, it's more than 2 graves. It's several graves up here. Okay? Remember the lady that, like I told you, Olivia, it's important that you know when you're asking folks to help do something, okay? So when you're helping people, this was the grave of right here. That's Miss Pearl Strickland. And that's Mr. George Strickland. Those 2 tombstones are their grave. Okay, that's another person of history. That's a relative of yours.
But why were they buried here?
Okay, this is where they were buried at, see? This was my great-grandfather donated this land. Right here, remember your granddaddy plays at a church called Springfield?
Yes.
Okay, well, Springfield used to be right here at this place. He donated this land, and he donated the cemetery. For who? Who did I tell you he donated it for?
For education.
For poor people to be buried at.
Oh.
Okay, but that lady, Miss Pearl Strickland, and her husband, you can't see it, and I'm glad you brought that up. That's because the trees have grew all over it. And what we're asking is, yes it is, Z. See, you can see through there? Okay, we're asking Spelman College, a college you may end up at. Morehouse, Z, you ask about men, Morehouse is a men's college. Okay, we're asking, when Ruby settled down, we're asking for, it may be a school that she goes to. It may be a school that she go to. When we're doing history, it's real important. It's not a play moment. Okay? And these are the graves that people, hundreds of graves are up under there.
What?
We need to clean it off. Okay? And a lot of black graves, this is how they leave their loved ones, under the weeds and the trees. But this lady and this man donated. They didn't have no little children. They didn't have no children. You know what money is?
Yes, I do.
They gave all of their money for you to be educated, you to be educated, you to be...
Like every single parcel, they had no home, nothing.
They gave all of their money.
Which grave is her?
That's Mr. George, and this is Miss Pearl Strickland's grave.
Died?
I don't know how they died. They was old people when they died. Okay? But they left all of their money for black students going to Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, the black colleges, for you to get a scholarship. How mom and dad has to pay so much money for special programs, for you to be in this, for you to be in that. They left their money for you to be educated. They left their money for black men like Z to be educated.
And Daddy.
And Daddy. Daddy went to college. Your mama went to college. She may not have applied for this scholarship fund, but they went to college, and you're going to go to college. And so, Olivia, as I said, and we're ending, when you're talking about history, it's important to come and see the history and know what you're talking about. So if somebody asks you a question about Uncle Steve being the first black drum major at Pebblebrook, and you remember the sister that I told you, my sister Virginia, the first black student that graduated from Pebblebrook? Huh?
Aunt Virginia.
Right.
I thought she wasn't
That's
dead.
the church that she goes to.
She's not dead, right?
Huh?
She's not dead, right?
She's not dead. She's very much alive.
I knew it. I saw her card and I was like, I know her.
Yeah. Aunt Virginia is not deceased. She's alive. And you've seen Aunt Virginia at Aunt Nell's house.
Yes, I have.
Yes. Aunt Virginia, my sister that's 2 years older than me. Okay, and those are the people that you talked about in your documentary.
She was the first black woman to go to Pembroke High.
She was the first black woman to graduate out of Pembroke High School. Okay, after desegregation, you got to always remember the desegregation and the fight that Dr. King and civil rights and the SCLC and all of them did to make your great, 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 great granddaddy's wish come true. Okay, Miss Pearl Strickland. Okay, Mr. George Strickland.
She wants me to come.
To make it come true. Okay, and that's their graves right there. And you know what our goal is now? To clean it off.
Wait, we have to do that?
Right now?
Well, we don't have to clean it off right now. But look at all these graves down in here. Put Ruby down. Look at all these graves down in here. Okay. See all those little tombstones down in there? We don't want them to be covered up with trees.
They might not want that. So
Right.
They want to be remembered.
Right. And they gave so that you can have. So that instead of having a 3rd grade education, you can have 5 master's degrees if you want to.
What's that smell?
You can have whatever master degrees is that you want. Okay? Because of their sacrifice. And that's why it's important what you were talking about. That's why it's important to know who you were talking about, to come and see the places that you talked about on TV.
What's
Okay?
that say? Scott Crossing.
Yes, it does. That says Scott's Crossing.
That was a
Family
family reunion. It was an
reunion.
adventure. That's when. I know when this was. It was when Daddy was little, and that's when he saw up on the hill.
The what? The what?
Okay, let's
The
go.
what? The what?
Okay, that's when. Okay,
The what?
this was the Scott Crossing family reunion shirt,
When
and
I put that in the documentary.
yes.
When he
What
found
did you
what?
put in the documentary?
Every single one, even that one.
Every shirt. Come back here, Ruby. Every shirt was put into the documentary. Tell us a little bit about.
Huh?
When he
What?
found the what?
What? I mean, my mouth. Ma'am.
Okay, tell us
Grandma,
about a little bit about the doc. Z, you was there for the documentary.
He threw up, so he wasn't. What? He wasn't there.
Okay, but you were there.
Yes, but he was kind of.
Tell me about what you did. I'm not interested in that.
Okay, so what we did was they had me draw my middle name, and
But
they
what are
they they had me tell everyone about all of the family reunions we've been on, but not all, but like they asked
Some
me,
of them.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But when he
And that is
And that was
the
one of them.
and that is the library. And what's found in libraries should be history. Okay, history is found in libraries, and it should be the history of the Scott Crossing community. That's in the I don't know if it's there. Okay, but that's why I needed to bring you out here to see this history.
when he found what on me?
Why are you still asking about that?
When he found what on me?
Nothing. You're old enough to do it right. Okay. So now what is the graves there?
They're people that made the world a better place.
Right. For who?
For like kids that needed to be educated.
Okay, and what kids are those?
Like poor kids. And
Okay, is it you?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Everybody, anybody can apply for the scholarships. Yes, every and anybody can apply. That's what civil rights was for. It wasn't just a time to fight. It was a time of fighting for your rights. Okay?